Good morning, juniors. And this morning we are going to use potato cells in our lab. We're going to develop a model to demonstrate osmosis in potato cells. So just a few notes for today about lab safety. In this classroom, labs are a privilege. They are earned, and not every class will get to do a lab. Depending on behavior, maybe Lusher will get to do the lab and Sci-Hi won't, or maybe Sci-Hi will get to do the lab and Lusher won't. In lab, there are no warnings or, come on, seriously, what are you doing, teacher looks, from Miss Hoke or Miss Riley. You need to follow the instructions the first time, every time. There are no warnings. You will be put on silent lunch if you're not following the expectations. So we're going to get the lab started for today before we do our pre-lab analysis and answer some questions, because our potato pieces need to soak for almost the whole class. So I'm going to go over the prep with you right now. In your plastic bag, you and your partner have 2 slices of potato and 1 cookie cutter shape. Your job right now in step 1 is to use your cookie cutter, just your cookie cutter from your bag, to cut 3 shapes out of the potato slices. After you've cut out 3 shapes with the same cookie cutter, please put the cookie cutter on the left top corner of your desk so it can be collected. We need it for the next class. Put the leftover potato slices in your plastic bag and seal it up. Place it on the right corner of your desk. So cookie cutter on the left, potato leftovers on the right. This is what it should look like. Here's your cookie cutter right here. Here's your plastic bag with the potato slices. Your lab handout should be in the middle. This is your lab bench. So we need to record our initial observations about the potato pieces and about the potato cells. So you have 3 shapes. You are going to place each shape in one of those boxes that I've drawn for you on page 2 of your lab handout. They're labeled pure water, 1% salt, or 10% salt. You and your partner, you each have your own lab handout, are going to trace the outline of each shape in the boxes. So in box 1, pure water, 2, 1% salt, or 3, 10% salt. So you're going to trace the initial shape. After you've done your tracing, you're going to measure the diameter from the left side to the right side of each shape. You each have a ruler at your table. You and your partner can share the recording of the measurement since you're working together. You can measure it once and you can both use that number. After you've measured the diameter, you need to record it in data table number 2. So we have an initial record, a quantitative observation about the size of your potato piece. After you've recorded and traced, you need to put your hands off the potato pieces and wait for Miss Hoke or Miss Riley to come collect them so they can soak. After potato pieces have been collected, you and your partner are going to read the background information on page 1, read the purpose of the lab, and then use that information as well as your class notes to write a testable question, the independent variable and the dependent variable, create a hypothesis, and list at least 3 control variables. You and your partner are doing this together, staying seated at a level 1. I would say the partner with the longest hair can read the background information. The partner with the shorter hair can read the purpose of the lab. You both need to work together in order to answer the questions on the first page of your lab sheet. Once you are done with the first page of your lab sheet, I want you to silently raise your hand so that we know we need to get your potato pieces back. Please go back into this video if you have any questions about the instructions for this lab before you ask a teacher. Remember, there are no warnings. You need to follow the expectations at all times the first time.